grant us fearlessness. Vrishni Dhuryate. You are the hero of the Vrishni dynasty. And what is the relevance of that heroism for us? Charanamiyusham samsmruter bhayat. That those who take shelter of your lotus feet. There are many heroes in this world who can offer many different forms of protection. But the Lord offers protection from the entire material existence, not just one or two fears from it. Karasaroruham kanta kamadam. That, O Lord, your hands, which are like lotuses, O lover, kant kamadam, they can fulfill our desire. So our desire now is that you please be with us. So you return Shirasidhehinaha Shrikaragraham. That hand on which the mark of the goddess of fortune is there, please place that hand on Shirasidhehinaha. Please place it on our head. Yes.
Virachita bhayam vreshni dhuryate. Virachita Virachita bhayam vreshni dhuryate. Virachita bhayam vreshni dhuryate. Charanamiyusham samsriter bhayat. Charanamiyusham samsriter bhayat. Charanamiyusham samsriter bhayat. Karasaroruham kanta kamadam. Karasaroruham kanta kamadam. Karasaroruham kanta kamadam. Shirasidhehinaha श्रीकरग्रहम् शिरसि धेहि नः श्रीकरग्रहम् शिरसि धेहि नः श्रीकरग्रहम्
हरे कृष्ण। द लेक्चर इंग्लिश में होगा, उसका हिंदी ट्रांसलेशन, उसका हिंदी अनुवाद जो है 108 FM पे हो रहा है, तो आप कृपया करके अपने हेडफोन्स यूज़ करके उसको हिंदी में सुन सकते हैं। हरे कृष्ण।
ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकाय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। My dear Lord, please guide us all so that we can dive into the mysteries of the love that attracts your heart the most. May that love attract our heart too, and may we develop a drop of that love. Hare Krishna. So we are continuing our discussion on the Gopi Gita, and we have discussed till now the first 4 verses and the broad theme, because this section has been elaborately commented on by the various acharyas. So the specific flow of thought that I am taking in analyzing these verses is that each verse is basically a call to Krishna. Please return. Please come back. And each verse is begging Krishna to come back by making the call from different perspectives. So this theme is what is being directed towards by various points. So here, in the previous verses, Krishna talked about, Krishna, you have brought glory to Vrindavan. How can you bring infamy? Please come back. That was Jayatite Dhikam. Then, Krishna, you are the God of love. Suratanathate. And we have come to you out of love. How can you abandon us? Ashulka dasika. How can you kill us? Neha kim vadha. Then they say, Krishna, you cannot kill us because you are our protector. So, Vishwato bhayad, you have protected us so many times. Rakshitamu, why are you not protecting us now, O Lord? And then they say, you have actually come to protect the whole universe. Vishwaguptaye. Therefore, we are also a part of this universe. Please, please protect us. And now, they move onward that here they are trying to figure out why is it that Krishna has abandoned them. And specifically, they are actually, most of this verse is more in the Aishwarya Bhav. The previous verse is Satvatam Kule, that you appeared in Satvata dynasty. So same theme is Vrishni Dhuryate. So you are, okay, you are, is it visible over there? Okay. So you are, as a Kshatriya, you are a protector. You have appeared in the Vrishni dynasty. And Veer Achita Bhayam. See, if we are being chased by some thieves and we are running in fear of our life, and then we see some powerful looking police person, say, please save me. When we come under the shelter of the police person, we feel Veerachita Bhayam. We feel protected. So Krishna, you are the Kshatriya. Kshatriyas are often, sometimes the translation is as warriors. Well, that is true to that. Kshatriyas are primarily guardians or protectors. So as a part of protecting and guarding, sometimes they may have to fight. But they are primarily protectors. Kshatta trayate, those who protect from hurt. So, but you are such a person, while you have descended to this world, when the Lord comes to this world, the world is limited. And His form may seem limited like anybody else's form. The Lord is at a particular place, at a particular time, and yet He retains His unlimited potency. And that's what they are indicating by saying that you, ordinary Kshatriyas, can give protection from some danger in this world. Maybe many dangers. But you, O Lord, samsmriter bhayat. The entire fear of material existence itself, that you can protect us from it. You, O Lord, are the supreme protector. And Charanam iyusham, those who come and take shelter of your feet, those who worship you, the Lord protects them. Charanam iyusham. And then they're saying, so we are taking shelter of you, O Lord. So normally the reciprocation is, say, if we meet somebody elderly, somebody venerable, respectable, worshipable, we bow down to them. And then we may rise, they may do ashirvad, may bless us. So they're saying, Krishna, in that mood, we are taking shelter of you, that please bless us. Shirasidhe hinaha. So, Shirasidhe, please put your hand on our head. So, Karasaro Ruham, your hand is as beautiful as a lotus. Kanta Kamadam, oh lover. So, for the gopis, even when they are focusing on the Aishwarya of Krishna, the Madhurya awareness is never lost. It is always there, somewhere in the background. So, Kanta Kamadam, please fulfill our desire. So, Kamadam, we'll discuss that word as we move forward, that please grant our desire. Shirasidhe hinaha Shri Karagraham. Your hand is not just like a lotus, it is also bearing the insignia, the mark of the goddess of fortune. So let that hand make us fortunate. So here they are approaching the Lord as a blesser. They bless us from distress. Bless us so that we can be relieved of distress. But specifically, the focus we will have is on the Kamadam. Generally speaking, we all, while functioning in life, try to make sense of things. So, if we are crossing a road, then that car is coming at that pace. I think before the car comes here, I can cross it. So, when we try to make sense of things, basically means what? There are many aspects of making sense of things, but one aspect of making sense is understanding the cause-effect correlation. Okay, what cause produces what effect? So, for example, if somebody suddenly snaps at us, yells at us, then, that is the effect we have observed. What is the cause? Is it that this person is routinely short-tempered? Is this person upset with me? Or is this person just upset because of something else and I am just caught in the crossfire? So we try to make sense of things. And generally, Many people ask, what is the need for studying philosophy? Yes, it can be answered in different ways, but philosophy, one of the primary purposes is to make sense of things that don't make sense. So, we may not need philosophy in the normal course of life. But, for example, if suddenly, say, somebody in our social circle or somebody close to us passes away, and what happened? Why did this happen? If somebody is living very healthily and suddenly they get some cancer, okay, what's this? How could this happen? So basically, when we see an effect and we can't figure out the cause for it, that's when we start trying to look for some bigger picture. And that bigger picture is what philosophy tries to provide us. So for example, that we have past life karma which comes in. That's a bigger picture. When the world is unfair to us, that is the world itself unfair? Well, no, God is ultimately fair. Even if the world is transactionally unfair, even if people are cruel, Krishna is merciful. So basically, we put things that happen to us in some cause-effect correlation. But philosophy provides us bigger and bigger frameworks to put the effects that we are experiencing in. So for example, something bad happens to us, a bigger framework is past karma. Now we could go further and further. Ultimate framework is Krishna's plan, whatever is happening. So philosophy is meant to help us make sense of the things that don't make sense. Now for the gopis, Krishna's sudden disappearance just doesn't make sense. Krishna called us, Krishna was with us, and without any warning, Krishna just left us. If, say, we are talking with someone, and maybe we are lost in thought, maybe we close our eyes to think of that person, or to think of what we want to say, and we open our eyes, and the person is not there. Hey, what happened? Where did this person go? Why did the person go? What happened? So, the gopis are just not able to make sense of Krishna having abandoned them. And they broadly come up with two reasons. Why might Krishna may have abandoned them? So in this verse, they will talk about karma. And then, the next verse they will talk about smaya. Smaya is pride. So we all know there are anarthas within us. And these anarthas, they keep us away from artha. And ultimately, Krishna is not just the artha, he is the paramartha. So they're thinking, is it because we had some selfish desires? We came to Krishna with some karma, and that is why Krishna left us and went away. So now, if that is the case, Krishna, still we take shelter of you. Still we take shelter of you. We long that you please come and you bless us. Kanta Kamadam. So in the Aishwarya mood, the focus here is Krishna. If that is the issue, you alone can resolve that issue, Krishna. So please return. Now, among the gopis who came to be with Krishna, there were many different kinds of gopis. Sometimes we may refute Mayavad philosophically, but psychologically we can very easily be Mayavadis. That means what? Oh, everybody in one category is like this only. So we often are Mayavadi in looking at Mayavadis. What do I mean by that? We treat all impersonalists as the same. But no, different people, even if they take up an impersonal path, they may take for different reasons. Somebody might be, very few people who actually may join a Mayavadi organization are attracted by the philosophy. Some people might just be attracted by the charisma of the leader. Some people may be attracted by the humanitarian work that they are doing. Some people might be attracted just by the social atmosphere that they have. Some people may like that, okay, here I can teach some culture to my children. So the point is that a more educated vision is we don't see everyone as one, even if they belong to one category. So the gopis are all belonging to one category. They are gopis. But among them, there are many different kinds of gopis. There are, of course, the Nitya Siddha gopis. For them, there is no karma at all. They're completely pure love for Krishna. And we'll discuss about the pure love of Krishna. But then there are sadhana siddha gopis. We'll talk about their situation a little later. Then there are the Rishichari gopis. The Rishichari are, many of them were, in Ram Leela, they beheld the very beautiful and sweet, intimate interactions between Sita and Ram. And they aspired to be in a similar relationship with Lord Ram. And Lord Ram said, in a future lifetime, here I am, Maryada Purushottam. Then there are the Swargavasi gopis. Swargavasi are basically the Devakanyas, the Apsaras. When they see Krishna, even they are attracted to Krishna's beauty. And they also long to be with Krishna. Now, Swarga is a place of worldly desires. So they have karma, and often their attraction to Krishna is based on karma. Oh, Krishna is so attractive. I want to be with Krishna. So yes, some of them may have karma. Like that, there are many other categories. But the point is that yes, some of them may have karma. The gopis here are taking a position of humility and saying, Krishna, is it because of karma that you have gone away from us? Then what can we do? So actually, while lust and love, we often try to differentiate them. Now, there are many different ways to understand the difference between them. But one simple way to understand is that lust is selfish. Love is selfless. And what this means is that when there is lust, I need you, so I care for you. You are doing something for me. I need you, so I care for you. So love is, I care for you, so I need you. That love and lust, it's not just physical gratification of a particular sense. Yes, that is one aspect of lust. But lust and love, the difference is more in the direction or the motivation for the relationship. So when it is that you are providing some gratification for me, therefore I care for you, then in such a relationship, a person may seem to care a lot for the other person. But the care is primarily because you give something to me. And as soon as you stop giving that thing to me, then it's as if that whatever that lust is there, which is called often as love, that love disappears, faster than a drop of water in a desert. So gone completely. So if it is based on selfishness, then that is lust. Whereas love is that I care for you. But if I have to care for you, if you are far away from me, if I have no contact with you, if you are not near me, it is difficult for me to express my care for you. So I care for you, so I need you. So in that sense, lust and love, they are significantly different. Now in real life, relationships, they gradually move from selfishness towards selflessness. If at all they move toward that. Not all relationships always move. But the idea is that in real life, differentiating this is not that easy. It takes time. But over a period of time, the relationship evolves. Every relationship is actually meant to evolve. If it's a healthy relationship, it revolves more towards love, even if the starting point is self-centered. Now, when we look, generally we associate lust with the sexual dimension of life, with the male-female relationship. Of course, nowadays, the way society is going, sexuality is not restricted to male-female. There are many different ways in which, unfortunately, that particular dynamic comes up. But whatever it is, so we generally associate lust with a very strong physical connotation to it. And sometimes it is easy to connect or to equate the relationship between Krishna and the gopis with relationships in this world. Mm-hmm. So nowadays, in the last maybe 3-4 years, among young people, it has become very cool to come to the temples. You know, they coming to a temple and taking a selfie and putting on social media, I visited this temple, I visited that temple. So that is quite common. There was some survey done about why is there a resurgence of religious or spiritual interest among youth. Many different reasons came up for that, and none of them are really conclusive. But it seems that among young people, it is not just temples, there is a general religious resurgence. So people are going to churches also, people are going to mosques also, even people are going to gurudwaras, people are coming to temples also. So many times when young people come, often boys and girls come together. They may be in a relationship, exploring a relationship, and they come together. So there was one boy, girl, they were asked in this survey, okay, what do you like about going to temples? So they said, the Hindu temples are very nice. On the altar, it says there is a divine couple and we are a couple. So there is that equalization that is there. Now, at one level, we can say, Yena kena prakarena mana Krishna niveshet. Somehow or the other, people are coming to Krishna. That is good. But the challenge is that if the spiritual is equated with the material, then we lose the opportunity to rise toward the spiritual. So when we come to Krishna, that if somebody has material desires, see how it works is, generally, as I said, every relationship begins with some selfish intent, isn't it? If we talk with someone, we want something from them. In general, the difference between material consciousness and spiritual consciousness is that when I see someone, if my first thought is, what can this person do for me? Then that is material consciousness. Spiritual consciousness is, what can I do for this person? What can I do for this person? So if that is the consciousness we have, then that is spiritual consciousness. Now, of course, what can I do for this person? Within that, say, we may think of, this person can be engaged in the service to Krishna as devotees. Or maybe this person is well-to-do, they can give some financial contribution. This person has this talent, maybe they can do this for Krishna. So now we may need that, and we may think of engaging that person in that service. That's fine. But if our primary concern is simply to get that person to do something and not their spiritual welfare, then even when we are giving them some spiritual activity, our consciousness may still be material. So normally it is, say, courteous way of dealing with people is, say if somebody comes and meets us, what can I do for you? As devotees, we may say, how can I serve you? Now, the word serve is a little, not so pleasant for people. So they say, not to serve you. The idea of service is fine, customer service, customer support. But what can I do for you? So I saw one cartoon, one devotee sent me, he says, this is the materialistic consciousness. And you meet someone, you ask, what can you do for me? Literally ask them, what can you do for me? Hello, what can you do for me? So So that is very self-centered consciousness. So now generally it is that when we meet someone, we have some interest. So relationships start from that perspective quite often. If we want something from the other person, but gradually they grow. But okay, rather than I wanting something from that person, I would like to do something for that person, or together we can do something bigger. It's not just I doing something for you, doing something for me. We together serve Krishna. So when a man and one woman come together, initially it just maybe for some gratification. But eventually, if they have a child, then their focus shifts. Both of us together are to take care of the child. We are going to bring a new life into the world and raise that child, and hopefully that child will do well in the world, make the world a slightly better place. So that shared purpose comes up. So similarly, in bhakti, when we come together, our purpose is to serve Krishna. So most people, when they start off, they will have some karma, which is natural. And that karma will gradually go away as we move forward in bhakti. So specifically about karma and or physical lust, I'll talk about that little later. But I was making the point that the gopis are saying, even if we have karma, please, Krishna, you come, you bless us. And then gradually, so you purify us of this lust. So the idea over here is that just because there is karma, that should not stop us from coming to Krishna. And they're saying, Krishna, just because we have karma, please don't abandon us. Please, Krishna, come to us and purify us of that karma. So if you see in the Srimad Bhagavatam itself, now karma is itself, we could say it is rajasic. But it also depends on the overall consciousness of the person, the overall way the person is living. And there are examples in the Bhagavatam of karma in sattva, karma in rajas, karma in tamas. So karma is not necessarily just lust. So we have the example of Kardam Muni. Kardam Muni performed great tapasya. And when the Lord appeared in front of him, he said, my dear Lord, I want a life partner. This is my desire. Now we say, if he could perform so much tapasya that he could actually see the Lord, and the Lord was moved by his tapasya. It is said the Lord shed tears on seeing how much austerity he had performed. So that's how the Bindu Madhav Sarovar has come up. So then, why would he still have that desire? Well, desires have their own way of coming and going. Sometimes we can't have simply a one-to-one correlation. Just because bhakti has increased, yes, generally as devotion increases, the mundane desires will decrease. But a specific desire may or may not decrease. So, but if that person is practicing bhakti, that desire will be fulfilled within that ambit, within that framework. So in Rajas, we have the example of Dhruva Maharaj. So Dhruva, he came with a desire for kingdom. And he came to the Lord. And it's significant, neither the Bhagavatam nor Narad Muni, they condemn Dhruva for this. In fact, when Dhruva is not able to tolerate dishonor, Narad Muni appreciates that and says, Aho kshatriya tejasam man bhangam amrushyatam. How great is the splendor of the kshatriyas that they cannot tolerate dishonor. Now we may say, amanina manadena. Well, yes, there is truth to that. But the kshatriya psychology is such that honor is very, very important for them. And the way the society is arranged is that rather than telling them to don't worry about honor, just tolerate honor and dishonor, rather they say, because you are so concerned about honor, act in ways that will never bring dishonor to you. Act in honorable ways. So Dhruva has this craving for a kingdom, and the Lord does not reject him. He goes to the Lord. There is also the example of Diti. She wants to destroy Indra. because she hears that Indra is going to kill my sons, Daityas. And then she has that desire, and then her husband engages her in a vrata, which is basically a devotional vrata. And by that, her animosity toward Indra goes away. So the point is, material desires should never stop someone from coming to Krishna. That even if whatever desire a person has, somehow the other person comes to Krishna, that is good. And how long it may take for that desire to go away, that also we can't control that. We can't mandate that. That you are practicing bhakti, therefore this desire should have gone away. Why do you have still have this desire? No, everybody is an individual and everybody's mind is different. Everybody has a particular history. So, anyway, even if somebody has karma, Krishna, see, sometimes we say, when karma, there are two trajectories. If it is fulfilled, if it is frustrated. So what happens when it is fulfilled? It becomes lobha. When it is frustrated, it becomes krodha. It becomes anger. But while this is true, it is not always like this. See, we give the example sometimes of a scratching an itch. So if somebody has in their skin, they have some kind of rash, and we scratch it. So what happens when we scratch it? It worsens. Now that is true, but when does it happen? When does the scratch lead to the itch increasing? It is when already there is a rash, when already there is a disease. Say, sometimes we might just get an urge to scratch ourselves. Say, if I am speaking and suddenly I feel like scratching my nose. Now, if in a public setting I do that, it's a little embarrassing. Maybe it is not very polite to do that. But just because I scratch my nose once, it's not for the rest of my life I'll become a nose scratcher. Isn't it? So, it is not that every desire, when it is indulged into, it becomes a compulsive or addictive desire. Not all karma necessarily, when fulfilled, leads to krodha. It is when, if already there is a disease, if already there is a rash, and when we scratch it, then the desire becomes, then the urge to scratch becomes worse. So similarly, it is when, if the person is overall healthy, then if they scratch once, okay, that scratch urge goes away. So like that, if a person is broadly living in sattva or trying to living according to dharma, then what happens is dharma, artha, kama. Gradually by that one will move toward moksha. So it generally happens, say, the level of material desires a person has at the age of 15 or 20 or 25, generally that level of desires may not be there at the age of 40, 45, 50. It may not go away completely. And especially in today's culture, there's a whole industry to keep fueling material desires, even in people as they grow older. Like now, especially when people get retired, it's like life begins at 50. They say, oh, till now you had this responsibility, that responsibility. Till now your life was never yours. Now it is your life. So in America, one of my friends, he turned 50, and he said, so from nowhere, he started getting ads on his phone, in his email. He said, now is the time to enjoy life. Now, if you have digestive problems, you have this remedy. If you have heart problems, you have this remedy. If you have eyesight problems, you have this remedy. If you have this, you have that remedy. So he says, all problems, there is a remedy. Now just enjoy life. So he said, what actually you need is a Maya remedy. Isn't it? The illusion. But so generally, however, if a person is living dharmically, living regulatedly, living with responsibility, gradually desires do go down. And if somebody is practicing bhakti, then just by the practice of bhakti, even if they are not able to give up those desires initially, by the practice of bhakti, gradually those desires will decrease. The gopis are here saying, Krishna, if it is because of our karma that you have abandoned us, please return and fulfill the desire. Kamadam. If you come and bless us, so we want to be with you, we want to behold you, we want to hold you, we want to serve you. If you come and bless us, then by that blessing, we will become purified. And this karma will go away. So in this way, actually, the gopis are beseeching Krishna, even if we are unqualified, please don't abandon us, Krishna. Please don't abandon us. Please come and deliver us. So in bhakti, we all are unqualified. There are various ways in which we are unqualified. But by Krishna's mercy, we are never disqualified. So unqualified means we don't have the necessary qualification. But disqualified means we are not allowed to practice at all. So that never happens. No matter what conditionings we may have, we are all, the door of bhakti is always open for us. Let's get excited once again.
विरचिता भयं वृष्णिधूर्यते
विरचिता भयं
विरचिता भयं वृष्णिधूर्यते विरचिता भयं वृष्णिधूर्यते चरणमीयुषां संसृतेर्भया चरणमीयुषां संसृतेर्भया चरणमीयुषां संसृतेर्भया करसरोरुहं कान्तकामदम् करसरोरुहं कान्तकामदम् करसरोरुहं कान्तकामदम् शिरसि धेहि नः श्रीकरग्रहम् शिरसि धेहि नः श्रीकरग्रहम् शिरसि धेहि नः श्रीकरग्रहम्
So, Vraja Janartihan, Veera Yoshitam. So, Vraja Janarti. Vraja Jana is the Vrindavan Vasis, Arti. So, distress. Han, you remove the distress of the Vrajavasis. Veera Yoshitam. So, you are a hero. You are a hero for all women. You protect them when they are in need. Nija Jana Smaya. And those who are devoted to you, if they have some smaya, smaya is pride, Dhvamsana Smita. That your smile destroys the pride of your people, your loved ones, your devotees. Bhaja Sakhe Bhavat. So the second line we will elaborate when we discuss. But Bhaja Sakhe Bhavat. So bhaja is again a mood of respectful, worshipful. Sakhe, oh friend. So bhaja sakhe is almost an antithesis. So it's bhaja sakhe bhavat kinkaraismano. So bhavat in Sanskrit, and when we have the second person reference, in English we only have you. But in Sanskrit we have tum or and like in Hindi we have tum or aap. Like that tvam and bhavan. So here bhavat is also indicating that Aishwarya Bhava, respectful. And so bhavan is aap, like that. Bhavat kinkaraismano. So we are your kinkarai. Kinkarai is basically servants. Kim karoti iti kinkara. What should I do? How can I serve you? Kinkaraismano. We are your servants. So what can you do? Please. Jalaranahananam charudarshaya. So darshaya. Please show us your face. And what is the face like? Jala ruhananam. Ananam is face. Jala ruha is like a lotus flower. So charu, very sweet face, very sweet form. Please show it. So the idea is, Krishna, if you think it is because of our pride that you have abandoned us, then please come, show your face, and just beholding your smile will destroy our pride.
Artihan Veerayoshita Vraja Janartihan Veerayoshita Vraja Janartihan वीरयोषिता निज जना स्मया ध्वंसना स्मिता निज जना स्मया ध्वंसना स्मिता निज जना स्मया ध्वंसना स्मिता भज सखे भवात् किङ्करीस्मनो भज सखे भवात् किङ्करीस्मनो भज सखे भवात् किङ्करीस्मनो जलरुहाननम् चारुदर्शय जलरुहाननम् चारुदर्शय जलरुहाननम् चारुदर्शय
So when the gopis were with Krishna and the rasa dance had just begun, so at one level the understanding is that the gopis became proud and they started thinking, oh, we are so special, we are so fortunate that Krishna is with us. And in fact Krishna expanded himself so that he was with each gopi. And each gopi thought that Krishna is only with me. And that created some pride within them. Now when we talk on Radhashtami, we'll talk about how it was not pride, it was something else. In the Anandandavan Chappu, Kavi Karnapur gives a beautiful explanation. But let's, at this point, the gopis are saying, they're trying to figure out, why did Krishna abandon us? So, was it because of pride? So, if it is because of pride, then they're saying, Krishna, The cure to pride is ultimately you. It is your beauty, your smile. And therefore, please come and bestow us your darshan. Let us see your smile. And then the pride will go away. So let's try to understand how Krishna's smile destroys pride. Before that, just a few words about words. So that is, see, the meaning of word changes with time. So overall, the word pride is more and more getting a positive connotation nowadays. So like we have the word honor. So honor and pride, like there is hotel pride. So, you know, it is sometimes if a team, say India, and India has gone to Australia and playing with Australia, and say it's 5 matches, 4 matches are lost. The series is already lost. Then it's like a dead rubber, but still they say we are playing for pride. We don't want it to be 5-0 at least. So now their pride is used not in the sense, okay, there is no pride, you already lost the series. But at least let it not be a complete crushing. So there is, so honor and dishonor, nobody wants to be dishonored. Even if we lose, we don't lose in a dishonorable way. So the word pride is often now getting a positive connotation. So it's like there is the word arrogance. I have traveled across the world. I have never seen any hotel or arrogance till now. So the word arrogance has a definitely negative connotation. So generally, if we go in the West, we do outreach, we talk about the 6 anarthas, we don't use the word pride, we use arrogance. Because what's wrong with pride, people feel? You know?